Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Instagram at Younique Yet Connected. You are now listening to episode 71 of Younique Yet Connected podcast. The theme for this episode is Cracking the Code of Love. Love languages are a very practical way of looking at relationships. What I've mostly loved about this series is that it brings understanding and insightful tools to crack the romantic relationship code, especially in this day and age where most people feel lasting relationships are elusive. Hello, brilliant souls in and around the world. Nolita Xozwa Fenton is my name and Tolokas is my clan name, and this is episode 71. A warm welcome to Younique Yet Connected podcast YYC, and as always, Kinga and Nika on the other side of the virtual. Over to you, Kings.
Thank you, Noli. Hello, Nick, dear listeners and co-editors. I am Kinga Silaji.
Thank you for joining our movement of translating this wisdom of systemic family constellations into a practical language that all of us can easily understand and, most importantly, implement in our daily lives. In the last episode, we explored insights on the words of affirmation and the act of service love languages. Let's kick off this episode with receiving gifts in love language. Kings, this one could be misunderstood as an expensive expression of love. Please open it up for us.
Receiving gifts. Gifts are not about the money spent on the gift, but about knowing that your partner thought about you when he got a gift just for you.
So it goes with the saying that it's the thought that counts. I love it.
Here I would like to bring in an example from my life that made me feel not so good about my relationship. Between my husband and I, we have 2 cars, and they are not allocated as my car and your car, but used as we need them. On Monday, I sat into the one that was left for me by my husband, and its tank was empty. My first trip had to be to the petrol station. The next day, the other car was left for me by him, and its tank was empty. Now again, I was forced to start my trip with a visit to the petrol station. This event will have a different meaning for people with different primary love languages. Quality time will hear that you feel more important than me. You feel that your time is more important than mine. Act of service. You do not think about me at all. You couldn't even fill up the car. I'm not the one who is supposed to be doing everything at home. Receiving gifts. You do not want to give me a functioning and safe car. When I was still important to you, you were always gifting me by solving problems for me. Words of affirmation. I kept quiet about my disappointment of receiving cars after you used them with empty tanks. But you didn't even bother to thank me for making sure that you didn't have to start your day with going to the petrol station. Physical touch. Not even a hug or a kiss to apologize for handing the cars over with an empty tank. Or a kiss to thank me for filling them up. The end result is more than probably that by the time you see your partner, you are already fuming. Meantime, your partner more than probably doesn't even know what happened. Why are you upset? If he doesn't try to understand your feelings, you will be labeled difficult. But you also have to try to listen to his explanation. Maybe he was rushing to get home to you and he was already late and didn't want to upset you by taking longer to get home. He wanted to show his love by getting home as soon as possible.
I really like the responses from the different primary love languages. Words of affirmation is my primary love language. I would definitely keep quiet about the brewing disappointment. Now, here's your husband not even realizing that is how his actions are received. Just to stick to the example, even if he had kissed the words of affirmation love language person, if he didn't say thank you, the person would still feel unappreciated. And he would be frustrated because he would have most probably expressed the gesture that he thought was appropriate for the act of love. So we could be miles apart if the love languages are not clear and accepted by the people in the relationship.
Yes, so true. Here in South Africa, you don't even have to get out of your car to fill the tank. The petrol attendant will do it for you. Your partner more than probably will not even understand what your problem is. In the meantime, if you let yourself go down the rabbit hole, you will end up feeling unloved, undervalued, and unseen. The relationship starts to feel worthless and meaningless. And to be truthful, it all started with a little bit of inconvenience too.
With this love language exploration, I can definitely see how most relationships are lost in translation of each other's love languages, and the resentment of feeling undervalued, not seen, heard, and misunderstood becomes the norm.
When you speak different love languages, you will misunderstand each other just as much as it happens when two people want to have a conversation, but they speak different languages.
I like that, Kings, and I'd like to run with it. So I feel the process of learning each other's love languages require an open heart, mind, patience, and a goal to understand how your partner or wife or husband communicates and receives love. This requires communication. When you move into a foreign country that speaks a different language than yours, you learn the language that will help you thrive in that community. So a romantic relationship is no different to me in order to thrive in each other's foreign love territory. You become intentional about learning each other's love languages in order for the relationship to thrive and for you to thrive in that relationship. You are still listening to episode 71. The theme for this episode is Cracking the Code of Love. Remember, when you comment, ask questions, like and share our content and links, you help us grow and change lives together. Like us on Facebook and on Instagram.
Here is a little exercise from Gary Chapman that will help you to detect your love language. 1. What does your spouse do or fail to do that hurts you most deeply? The opposite of what hurts you most is probably your love language. 2. What have you most often requested of your spouse? The thing you have most often requested is likely the thing that would make you feel most loved. 3. In what way do you regularly express love to your spouse? Your method of expressing love may be an indication that would also make you feel loved.
This is a very good exercise, Kings. Thank you so much. We will share this exercise in the description so that you can just copy it and work right through it, dear listener.
Yeah, I love the love languages. I feel it's a straightforward way of looking deeper into your relationships.
Yes, it's a very practical way of looking at relationships. What I've mostly loved about this series is that it brings understanding and insightful tools to crack the romantic relationship code, especially in this day and age where most people feel lasting relationships are elusive.
If we refer back to the example about the empty car tanks that needed to be filled up, when I came home, I didn't say a word. Not after the first one, but not even after the second one. But then I said it later during a disagreement, saying my hurt was not building up but breaking down my relationship. It sounded like criticism I could have just said when I got home straight after the event, that leaving the maintenance of the cars to me made me feel ignored. And that is where it should have ended. But I didn't do that, and everyone ended up being hurt and feeling unloved.
And that is how the best of us handle hurt feelings in our relationships. Letting those hurt feelings brew inside of us is always a disaster. And because it never ends well for the relationship, like Kinga is saying with her experience. Your partner, wife or husband, ends up being defensive, and both parties start to minimize each other's feelings. In the end, it leaves the parties feeling unsafe to express themselves in the relationship.
Yes, and a person whose main language is act of service will feel that I can't ask my partner to help me. Quality time will withdraw time from the other. Physical touch will not give a massage when the other one is in pain. The word of affirmation becomes critical and offensive. Everyone starts to walk on eggshells in the relationship. No one feels safe enough to communicate openly, and the distance keeps on growing between the partners. As I said before, I believe understanding and implementing the love languages are super important in having healthy relationships. And the willingness to do it has to come from both parties. What we misread is our partner's intentions. That is my belief.
And how many times have we heard, it was not my intention? And this is the best place to end this insightful episode. We hope you have enjoyed it as much as we have putting it together for you. Please help us share this episode to help the next person and also to grow our podcast and keep on producing this content.
Thank you for your contribution in helping us to be chosen into the top 10 South Africa Family Podcasts by FeedSpot. Join our monthly virtual connection circle every first Tuesday evening of the month. Receive your link, subscribe on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or check for updates on our socials at UniqueYetConnected.
In the next episode, we will still explore the natural stages of a romantic relationship, so stay tuned.
If you feel like you are experiencing limiting patterns or relationship issues and would like to have an individual session, book a family constellation session with us on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or on socials, Facebook or Instagram. Our handle on both platforms is @UniqueYetConnected.
A big thank you to you for listening to our episode, and to Nick Mons from That Guy Productions for making us sound fabulous and on point. Episode 72 is in 2 weeks' time from now. Tune in on the 1st of June 2025 from 10 a.m. South African Standard Time. For links and updates, stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram page @UniqueYetConnected. Younique spelled YOUNIQUE. Stay unique, stay connected, and remember, you are one of a kind, and we can only create a really meaningful podcast together. Siyabulela, kosonom, bayadanki.
Thank you. Siyabulela, kusunum, bayadanki.